Hello, people. Welcome, welcome. Don't forget to thumbs up. Hey, Sin. How you doing? So, Nancy. Okay, we have been listening, Nancy. It's all kind of stuff, and they're mentioning that sheriff. They're mentioning that sheriff and the fumbles. Okay, uh, they're talking about the car, the vehicle, and why the vehicle. I don't know if the vehicle was released. Okay, I'm hearing it was, I'm hearing it wasn't. Okay, but here's the thing, what they are talking about is things being released before the evidence comes back. Okay, the house being released before the investigation is over with. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and then wait, you heard that they went there and they had security. They had security all hooked up on the house. Okay. I'm like, that's like closing the door when the horse is out the barn. He done already ran out. Ain't no use in closing the door now. See what I'm saying? So they were talking about that. And I wanted to go in and I was looking at this lady's channel. She had did a psychic. She's a psychic, and on Nancy Guthrie. And this was a month ago. And sometimes I like to look at dated video just to see what they came out with and how it compares to now. You know what I'm saying? So I was watching. It was pretty interesting the things she was saying. So, and she said something about the son, not the son-in-law, the son. She didn't know much about the case, so she had to keep looking it up. And she's coming up with these, I don't know where she's getting those names from, but she's like, it's saying no. She like, that lady has a son. I don't care what nobody say. That lady has a biological son. Hey, Sin, glad to see you too, and I'm glad you could make it, honey. Yes. So we have Cynthia. We have Cynthia and Sin. Okay. Okay. So I wanted to ask. Oh, sheesh! I got that card in here. Um, I'm gonna go back and ask about the energy, personality of Miss Nancy Guthrie. Okay, as an individual, and I want to know what the tarot can tell us once again. And I'm going to use this book right here, the Guided Tarot, because this goes a little deeper into the descriptions, okay? And I'm going to read the beginning of this book too. Oh, these are spreads. Oh, but somebody made an interesting statement about the major arcanas, and they said that the fool is the beginning. That's why they say the beginning of a new journey. She said the fool is the beginning, and the world card is the end, and the rest of them is the fool's journey to the end, to the completed cycle. I'm like, I didn't know that. What can you tell us about Nancy Guthrie? Okay. What type of person she is. So what I'm saying is that, like, when I get like the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups, this, that, okay, the feminine energy, but I'm gonna take that as being all tied to Nancy. Hey, Darla. I know Sin. I know your name is Cynthia, but you go by Sin. But the other person that was that came in was Cynthia. Tierra, miss you, lover. Well, okay. Oh, neck bones. I haven't had neck bones in I don't know how long. Because out here in the area that I'm in, uh, there's not a lot of African dishes like neck bones, oxtails, okay, collard greens, okay. That's not abundant in this area that I'm in, okay. So, like I said, what can you tell us about Miss Nancy? Okay. See, because she's 84 years old. 84 years old, okay. It's like everybody at 84 is a nice old lady, okay. However, okay, back in the day, see, that's just like my mama, okay. My mama is 85, 86. Well, she will be 86. She will be 86. Boy, okay. And she just so nice, okay. And ooh, and she talk. But honey, back in the day when we was kids, she cussed worse than a sailor. Okay. And today's like, oh, Anna, your mouth. I'm like, mother. Mm-hmm. Like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. Yeah. So what do you want us to know? What can you tell us about Miss Nancy? And thank you for your answers. Yeah, like that. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see what we coming up with. Okay, so we're just gonna get a general knowledge. Okay, of the individual at hand. Okay, I don't know what I'm looking for at the bottom. Ooh, the Queen of Wands in reverse. The Queen of Wands in reverse. Okay. So we're looking at this as personalities. Okay, the Queen of Wands in reverse. Mm. This talks about basically somebody with a lack of confidence. Now, I don't know who that could be because that doesn't sound like Miss Nancy, but maybe earlier, back in the day. Yeah, so this is like self doubt, okay? Mm-hmm. And then we have, oh, the lovers. Okay, okay. Mm. The Hierophant in reverse. So that was somebody who went against the grain. Okay. Page of Pentacles in reverse. The Page of Pentacles in reverse describes somebody that procrastinates, okay? Oh, this also can demonstrate a frustration, okay? Frustration in frustration around a lack of progress. So maybe right now, this energy is some frustration around the lack of progress, okay? And this government in reverse, this Hierophant, I said government, okay? But this is like corruption, Okay. But it can also mean something else now, not just corruption. Okay. Okay. This also represents a roadblock, a detour or roadblock. Oh. See, this is what I talk about when I'm reading on one thing and it's taking me in a whole nother direction. This is talking about the lovers, the couple who have to make a detour because they hit a roadblock, okay, and are disappointed in the progress that is made in this situation. Yeah, you see how I'm asking one question, but I'm actually getting the answers. Now, see, when I get this stuff like this, it's like I take it as it is. The energy is telling me you're worried about the wrong thing. Okay, okay, that's what this is telling me. The Nine of Swords in reverse. Now, the Nine of Swords, okay, swords is communication. Communication ideas. Or it can also mean technology. Okay? What are we doing? The Nine of Swords in reverse. So we want to take the deep, okay. Okay. It's telling me that this card means the same thing. Okay. This Nine of Swords means the same thing, only when it's reversed, it's even more profound, more deeper. Okay. So this disappointment is looking towards, I didn't lost my track of what the Nine of Swords meant in the first place. Okay, yeah, worry. Okay, so this is frustration and this is worry, deep concern. Okay, and it's funny that all these cards right here are in reverse except for the lovers. So it's talking about the lovers rather than talking about Nancy. Hmm. Hence, we get the Queen of Wands in reverse. Okay. Page of Swords in reverse. There go Chatty Patty. Now, what is Chatty Patty? Chatty Patty, like I said, communications. She's in reverse. Let's look at a deeper side. Okay. Let's look. Chatty Patty wants us to look deeper. Okay. Oh, okay. So this talks about Chatty Patty. This talks about malicious gossip. Okay. And someone that's trying to mislead you. Okay. So basically, in reverse, Chatty Patty has putting all your business in the streets. Just like I said before, okay, when it looked like somebody is discussing her business, okay, and may have discussed it to the wrong person. See, because you got when you have crooked people out there, okay, you have people you just talking and running your mouth, okay, but there are people out there who specifically listen for stuff like that, for an opportunity to steal, basically. the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And the Knight of Pentacles is going over the Lovers. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Now, this is someone that's young. This is young energy. Okay. This right here talks about complacency, okay? The inability or the desire not to move forward, not to move forward in a relationship, or not to a hesitation or hesitation. Okay. So it's like, I don't know, one of these people wants to leave. Okay. But I don't know if it's to leave the relationship. Okay. If they're hesitating on whether to leave the relationship or to say something. But there is an expression of hesitation. The Empress in reverse. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. The Empress in reverse does represent domestic issues. Okay. But this also is pleasure. Okay. When it's in reverse, okay, it is like drug use. Okay. That's the pleasure. It's negative pleasure. Okay. Mm. And the Hierophant is the Hierophant does keep coming up. The Hierophant keeps coming up. So it's like somebody works in some type of institutional, okay, some type of institution that this person is working. Let me see. What the Empress is number 3 or 4? Number 3. Now here it does talk about feeling disconnected. The Empress in reverse. A feeling of disconnection, okay, not getting the attention you feel you want, you need. Okay. It talks about relying too much on masculine energy, and you may need to tap into your femininity, okay, instead. Interesting, okay? You see how you can get so many meanings? Right, an institution can be a school, and I keep getting that, okay? The Three of Cups. Okay, the Three of Cups is going over the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so the Three of Cups, we have some people here, okay, and over their heads is, let me see, the Page of Pentacles in reverse was, okay, so the hesitation to move forward, right, on this particular part is going with the teamwork, okay, the teamwork, the plans. There's some hesitation there. Okay? Right. Okay. So the teamwork, the people are frustrated. Now that's a double-edged sword, like I said. Okay, because that could go on. I'm pretty sure that's on both sides. People are frustrated. And we have the King of Cups. The King of Cups is stressed out even more. Okay. The King of Cups. And the Ace of Wands in reverse. The Ace, the Ace of Wands, okay, is going over Chatty Patty in reverse. Somebody need to stop Chatty Patty from talking. Let's check it out. Let's see the Ace of Wands in reverse. Somebody need to stop Chatty Patty. Oh no, y'all don't want to stop Chatty Patty. Now, okay, all I keep reading, okay, now you guys hear me interpret. I keep saying hesitation. We have hesitation, hesitation, hesitation. Okay. Somebody, there's a big hesitation on saying something or doing something. Hesitation. Okay. There is a big hesitation. Don't stop her, let her talk. Exactly. Okay. Oh my goodness. Right. But Chatty Patty, she likes to gossip. She's in reverse here. So she's gossiping, but she's hesitant. There's a hesitation. Let's look at the King of Cups. The King of Cups, okay, he's over here under the Nine of Swords in reverse, okay? And that is depression, despair, okay, times two. Now, why is the King of Cups so upset? King of Cups. Mhm. Why he's so upset? This is somebody who has emotional intelligence and they're stressed out. So I don't know who the King of Cups is, okay? But the King of Cups has empathy. The King of Cups has the ability to feel the people, a person's situation, or just the situation in general. Okay, he has that empathy. But why is it weighing so heavily on him? He can have the empathy, okay. The Ace of Swords in reverse. There is a stall, a hesitation on the lovers, okay. But they also have the Ace of Swords in reverse. The Ace of Swords in reverse. Let's look deeper at the Ace of Swords in reverse. Confusion. They're confused. The Three of Pentacles. What's up with these threes? We got the Three of Cups and the Three of Pentacles, okay? Oh, okay. The Three of Pentacles talks about teamwork, but they're kind of one and the same. And the Three of Cups talks about, okay, celebration. That's it. These women aren't celebrating. No, that's what threw me off. Okay, so there's a hesitation to celebrate. Okay. There's a hesitation to celebrate. Here we have teamwork going over this government and this empress in reverse. They're both in reverse. Okay. And we have the Eight of Cups in reverse. That is going over the Three of Cups in reverse. So this is emotional. This is really emotional. Cups are emotions. Okay. Feelings. It talks about the fear of walking away. So here we have a celebration, and we have right here teamwork. Okay. So it's like a fear of leaving the team. Okay. You've outstayed. Okay. It's time to move on. It's time to separate. But this person, okay, is hesitating to move away. And we have the Two of Swords, okay, in reverse. So this is going the King of Cups. So it's like the King of Cups. Let me look at the Two of Swords because it deals with communication, but it's also making a decision. But it's in reverse, okay. So maybe they're hesitant or depressed. It's causing them. Let's look at the Two of Swords. Let's just see. We have to take deeper looks. Uh-huh. We're taking deeper looks. Okay. This talks about interference. Okay. This person is depressed. This King of Cups, he's depressed. He's just really depressed. But it's getting in the way of him being able to think clearly. The Two of Swords in reverse, not being able to think clearly. And we have the Five of Pentacles. Okay. Now, the Five of Pentacles, feeling left out in the cold, is reversed. Okay. It's reversed. Yep. So, yeah, the King of Cups, he's overwhelmed, but it's not allowing him to think clearly. It is not allowing his intuition to kick in. But we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah. So this is talking about shifting from the material world, okay? Okay. So in other words, it's telling you to stop being materialistic, okay? Mm-hmm. Need you know, in other words, you got more important things to worry about than material things, okay? Mm-hmm. And the Magician, okay? And he just looked like he ready to mess up something. He just ready. Okay. Got his cup, got his wine. I don't see the sword and I don't see the pinnacle. Interesting. In this magician, the magician usually has all the tricks. He's got the sword, the wand, and the cup, and the pinnacles. Those are all his tricks. This magician, I don't see that. This magician has emotions and action. That's what this magician has. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse. The Three of Pentacles in reverse is going over, the Queen. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse is going over the Three of Pentacles. And this right here, I believe, is materialism. The Queen of Pentacles, right. Somebody who's materialistic. So, right, overemphasis on the materialistic aspects of life, and you need to balance them by getting in touch with your spiritual side. It may also point to someone in your life who's become unreliable. Okay, so I noticed that there's a lot of materialism in this whole situation. But then again, I can see why that comes up if you have a problem with greed, trying to get that money. The Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Pentacles, Pentacles. Right. Okay. Okay. This Queen of Pentacles, okay? Seven of Pentacles, not working, okay? Oops. I always keep dropping cards lately. And that is the Magician. Yeah. Somebody that's not working. And the King of Swords. The King of Swords and the King of Cups. They're both stressed out. They're not, and this King of Cups is not working hard enough. That's why he's not getting the results. Because he's not working hard enough. He right here next to the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. And the King of Swords, that's somebody of authority. Yeah. That's what this talks about. Somebody in authority is not working hard enough. That's why they're not getting their results. And then we have the Eight of Wands. Okay, so basically, and that's going on the other side of the King of Swords. Okay, so basically, it's too much of a load. It's too much. So this then went from the Lovers, okay, who are confused, don't know what to do, okay, to the Sheriff. And everybody is frustrated, afraid to move forward, afraid to say something, not wanting to work hard enough, which I can understand. This, that's why I say this is why I say about the Sheriff, because it makes so much sense. It makes too much sense. Not working hard enough, okay? Like I said before on the last read, it's like they've got too complacent. in the position in their job that doesn't really do, I don't know what, it doesn't seem like the job does a lot. There's not a lot of excitement in the job, okay? Or we'll say they've never gotten a case like this, okay? Excitement or cases like this does not come along their way a lot. They have that, what you call, they deal with that petty crime, okay? That's that petty crime. See, and there's not like a lot of it, okay? And I'm pretty sure they are familiar with the people who do these crimes, who are homeless in this area. They probably have grown up with the people, okay, or their parents. And these are their friends' children. I wouldn't be surprised. No, because they're not used to it. Small town vibes. Now, I was looking, somebody had it was an aerial view of Nancy's house, neighborhood actually, okay? And it came to me about this neighborhood. This neighborhood here, okay, those people aren't broke, okay? They're not broke. Retired or not retired, they're not broke. And you see the size of those houses? They're flat, they're spread out. Everybody got pools, okay? Everybody got property, got some nice size property, same size, same houses as Miss Nancy, okay? And it costs money to maintain that. It costs money to maintain them pools. It costs money to maintain that landscaping. It costs money to maintain that property, that house, okay? Whether it be heating or cooling. Okay? Now, I say that to say this. So, my conclusion in that, looking at that, lets me know, just verifies the fact that this woman was targeted. Okay. Because they could go in any of them houses. Because them folks is not broke. Yeah, some big pools, okay, and not even, okay, you got to walk a few feet over there to get to the pool. The house is spread out. The property is spread out. Nice size pools. Okay, nah. She was targeted. She was targeted, and it wasn't no robbery. It wasn't no robbery. Because just if you get the chance, just look at them houses, the aerial view. Okay, if I'm gonna rob, okay, is any of them houses, okay, that you could be robbing? Not to mention, okay, I wouldn't be going in there at the nighttime when most likely everybody's home. But honey, you can't live over there being broke. Even if the prices is low, you still need some money to live over there in that neighborhood. And you got homeless people or whatever walking around. Oh no, they stick out like a sore thumb. Okay. They stick out like a sore thumb. So I can understand that somebody would probably go in there at night, because if they're walking around in the daytime, if there is anybody out, but see, you don't know who's looking out their window, you would notice them. Because I don't see nobody walking up and down the street anyway. The only thing when they did an area view, the only activity you saw was right there at Miss Nancy's house with the investigation and the news people and whoever else setting up their tents and filming. Yeah, why not take the neighbor? See what I'm saying? Nah, they put security up now. Now that she gone, they want to rewire the house. Well, the thing about it is, there's little things that because now I heard of forced entry when this first started out. I'm not hearing that forced entry, and they're not reiterating it. So nobody forced their way in. Either she let them in, they got in through an open door, okay, or they had a key. She had she had gates. She had gates. But what I'm saying is something wasn't locked or whatever. Oh, I know what it was. The guy said that the gates, I think the gates were only like 4 feet. They weren't even 6 feet. So you could easily hop over it. Well, that's why I said, okay, if somebody was walking around, okay, they would be too noticeable. Number one, okay, the property, the houses are spread out. The property, you got these big houses with these big pools on this big property. Okay. So each of the properties is going to be either a block or a half a block at the least for each house. That's what it looks like. Okay. So with that said, okay, and with the energy going on, okay, I want to go in. Let me go in with some true crime. True crime. Let's ask true crime about well, let me just ask in general. What can you tell us about the abduction of Nancy Guthrie? Current energy. What can you tell us? Things you haven't said before. What do you want us to know? Or what can you tell us with this energy, with Nancy Guthrie and her perpetrators, her abductors? What do you want us to know? We got money and we got fraud. That was in the middle of the day. And thank you for your answers. What do you want us to know? Life insurance. Okay. This card keeps coming up too. Life insurance. Aliens. So aliens, okay, would and then it's funny. Look at the 3 kids. Okay, So this is somebody unknown. And look at the house. 3 people, unknown people, standing in front of Miss Nancy's house. There was some traveling involved. Okay. We're getting that wooded area. Money. Celebrity. Assassination is going over the unknown people. There was also some type of perversion, okay? And that's going over the travel. Mind control, which is over here in this wooded area. So they were probably out there playing mind games. You know, they go in the mountains and the wooded areas and they take people out there and be high on them drugs and do the mind games and shit, scaring the mess out of folks. Somebody was telling me about that. Well, the thing about that property, I don't know how it looked back in the day, but they said that she has had some property. She has did some expansion. She's done work on that property. So I don't know if she added another room. She had that dwelling built, okay, over there that's not too far. Yeah. Oh yeah. And they keeping it close to their chest too. Miss Nancy could walk. Miss Nancy couldn't walk that far, but she could walk. Okay. Now that kind of leads me to um why he would drop her off and let her just walk in without assisting her. Now we have fire. Now the fire is going over the money. Ooh, check it out. Lies. Lies is going over celebrity. We also something this card keeps coming up too. We have healing. social media, and imprisonment. Okay. I'm getting the feeling that somebody is manipulating through the media. Okay, they're using the media to manipulate, because some of the stuff people come up with and don't have any proof, no receipts. They don't even have a reference of where it came from. Okay, there is money involved. Okay, and they might be burning through money, keeping themselves restricted and contained. Okay, so there is some lies going on around the celebrity and the life insurance. Okay, I'm gonna do one more row. There's the power supply. There's strangulation. We have family. Now, family is going over the healing. The neighborhood. And we have a male. Okay. There's definitely a male involved. And I do also believe that the neighborhood, okay, that there is or there was a close proximity to her home. When she probably was first taken, she may, and a lot of people say this too, around the time that she was taken, she was not far. She was right there in the neighborhood. People keep saying she was moved. Okay, that makes sense. I can understand her being moved. And like I said, she probably was moved more than once, twice, or three times. Okay, now the only thing about moving her now is that depending on if she's not alive, okay, she's gonna be falling apart. Yeah, I always wonder why that she was not assisted to the door. That right there didn't make any sense. And what about, well, they don't tell about the Uber driver, okay? Did she just come out and get in the car? Did the Uber driver go to the door so he could assist her? Okay. The social media's got them in a chokehold, but they're also manipulating it. Especially if these are young people. These, which keeps coming up about the individuals being young, okay? Well, they were, as far as compared to Miss Nancy, they were young. But the gentleman who's running the show, I don't think he's young, okay? I don't think he's young. Can you tell us more about the individuals involved in the kidnapping of Nancy Guthrie? Can you tell us more about the people involved? Once again, let's see. Uh, um, in Nancy Guthrie's abduction, these people, what is their energy? The current energy of Nancy Guthrie's abductors. Okay, all of them. Everybody who had something to do with Nancy Guthrie's abduction. What can you tell us? And thank you for your answers. What can you tell us? Nancy Guthrie's abductors. Current energy. Now, didn't we get this gentleman before? King of Cups. King of Cups. This is the person who has emotional intelligence. Okay? He thinks with clarity. Okay? Now, these abductors are being left out in the cold. They feel lost. Let's see. Let's go deeper. Fear. Not only fear, but this also being left out in the cold also talks about a lack of resources, okay, which can cause that fear. No money. Page of Wands, okay. Some action, but the action is not, it's going this way. Looking forward. Page of Wands. Ooh, the Tower. So there's a small impact. Okay. They're not happy about it either. The Hangman, okay. They can't see it in another perspective, okay. There's struggle on what we do next. What do we do now? Because you got to realize these people, they know they in trouble, okay? And I'm pretty sure that they have gotten together and made an understanding that if nobody says anything, we'll be all right. But it's just taking too long. People getting impatient, tired of waiting. They need money. Okay. You know, when you lay low, when you have to lay low, okay, you can only lay low as long as your money will allow. Then you got to come out. Okay. So right here we have the Nine of Pentacles being left out in the cold. So this talks about being left out in the cold. However, okay, right now they're feeling safe. So they might be getting shelter or money from somebody. What do you call it? They may be getting some kind of assistance. See, right. So they may be getting some type of assistance or help. And we have the high priestess, okay? And you know the high priestess is definitely the keeper of secrets. She is the divine feminine. What do we have? The Page of Wands. Let's just make sure I'm getting this Page of Wands so I can put this stuff together accordingly. Yeah, somebody young. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, the high priestess, it talks about having a clear mind. Okay. So there is a female energy that's holding on to something with the Four of Pentacles. And being next to the high priestess, talking about clear thinking, then she knows something that she's holding on to. Okay. And we have the Eight of Cups in reverse. Now, this talks about walking away in reverse. It talks about trying to think, is it irresponsible? Okay. She's not happy in the current situation that she's in. Okay. And she needs to walk away. Okay. But she's hesitating. She's hesitating. And we have the Magician in reverse. Okay. So it looks like she's being manipulated. Seven of Pentacles. Okay. I wonder, does this person work? Eight of Pentacles. I guess not. In reverse. She ain't working. We have the Queen of Swords. So this is like going over the Four of Pentacles, holding on to something. So it's like there is feminine energy. There is a female here who is holding on to information. She's got the sword. That's information, communication. She's holding on to some information. Well, not getting money from Nancy. I think this person may be getting money from somebody else. This is the current energy. There is, well, it's not distrust. Now they have to worry about each other snitching. Okay. Yeah, but if they were working, they might have gotten a job. Okay. Working right under your noses. I wouldn't be surprised. Hey, Jordan. Work. The money's coming from work because they ain't getting it from Nancy. They're not getting it from Nancy. Yeah, we have the Five of Swords in reverse. And this lady is not leaving, okay, because she's trying to avoid conflict. Okay. This is seems to be on this one individual. Her energy is coming through strong. She wants to say something. She knows something. She wants to leave, okay? But see, she's in it too far. See what I'm saying? If you and your partner have committed this crime, okay, you can't just jump up and leave because there's going to be a problem. And they may have been threatened that if she does, she going to be right next to Nancy, so to speak, allegedly. Everything's alleged on this channel. My interpretation of the cards, your entertainment. Mm-hmm. And the manipulation, and we have right here winning at all costs. Let me look up that Nine of Swords. Nine of Wands, excuse me. Nine of Wands. Okay. This talks about, okay, this card does talk about being battle wearied, okay? But not just battle, but struggles. This would, in our day and time, this would be struggles, okay? She's tired of struggling. She's tired of struggling. And then we have the sun in reverse, okay? So there's some depression. The chariot, okay? Loss of direction. Oh, there we go with the King of Swords in reverse. The King of Swords is going over the Queen of Swords. Ooh, messy, messy. King of Swords in reverse. Okay, this is someone who has a superiority complex. Okay, uh, somebody who okay, somebody who's working against her, and the Queen of Swords is okay. So this is somebody, we have some positive female energy who knows something, okay? But we have the King of Swords, okay, in reverse. This is the, okay, so he's manipulating her. He's manipulating her. He don't know what to do next, okay? But like I said, they both are in it, okay? So you can't just walk away like that. Oh, nobody. Yeah. And then we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So there's a lack of teamwork. This man, he wants to go against the grain. He don't want to comply. He's a problem. The Ace of Cups. And she's emotional. Okay. Because she's struggling. Well, they're both emotional. But she's struggling. We have the Star in reverse. Now, the Star represents hope, but in reverse, it represents a loss of faith. Okay? And then we have the Pentacles. That emphasizes the loss of direction, no balance. Okay? We have the Empress. Okay? We have the Empress who talks about pleasure. We have the Ace of Swords, the Sword of Truth. Okay. And communication. And the Seven of Wands in reverse. Okay. So this young lady here, okay, because this is feminine energy. And this right here is telling me that this young lady here is hopeless. She's feeling hopeless. Okay. She's in a situation she doesn't want to be in, but she can't just walk away like that. Okay. She's depressed. She's hopeless. Okay. But she's feeling defenseless. She's also feeling defenseless. She's tired of struggling. Okay. And here we are back in another situation where she's struggling. Well, the Chariot is in reverse. So instead of moving forward, okay, they're stagnant. Okay, they don't know which way to go. They don't know which way is up. They can't see the forest for the trees. I tell you what, okay, how would I say this? Okay. Can you tell us who knows where Miss Nancy is? Who knows Miss Nancy's Guthrie's location? Who knows where she's at right now? Who knows? What can you tell us? The struggle is real, girlfriend. Okay. But I mean, okay, what did they expect? And I get the feeling that regardless of who wanted what, or who had what to do with this, I do honestly feel that it went wrong. Okay, it went wrong, but somebody still, okay, it don't have to be all of them, but somebody still wanted to get some money out of the situation. Okay, they were going to milk this cow for all it's worth. Okay, who knows Miss Nancy Guthrie's current location? Who knows? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. Who knows the current location of Nancy Guthrie? Now, okay, I was just thinking when I was doing true crime. When I was doing true crime, okay, and I'm thinking this was the deck I was using, but it wasn't. It was the place. We were looking at the place when the table flipped on me and the forest came up. Well, the forest came up here too. Okay, so that's what that was. Miss Nancy's current location. Now, the Empress in reverse, okay, talks about domestic. It talks about domestic issues, okay, and no progress, stagnant, okay. So it's like she's stationary. Domestic, like she's in a house. Hmm. These are children. These are young people. Okay. It talks about the past, but it can also represent young people. Okay. The Chariot. They moved. Three of Cups. Talks about a celebration. Okay. And the Sun. Hmm. Judgment. Who knows Miss Nancy's location? The plans have been stalled. Okay. There were some plans. And the Tower. They were going somewhere and all hell broke loose. The Lovers. They do know where Miss Nancy is. Ten of Cups. Okay. Talks about happiness. Maybe they can shine a light on the situation. Okay. And the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Now that's a loss. Now it's funny that I just got through reading and I was telling you about the female energy and that she knows something. What do we have? The Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Let's take a good look at that. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Oh. This tells me that, wait, let me say it again. Okay. Ace of Pentacles, reverse. There is an opportunity presenting itself that you are unable to see. Maybe you're trying too hard, or you're just looking in the wrong, you're headed in the wrong direction. Okay. So this talks about not being able to see the forest for the trees, even though the forest is right there. Okay. You still can't see it. Okay. Because it doesn't look the way you thought it would look. It doesn't look the way you imagined it. Okay. So that kind of tells me that there may be a situation where this young lady, okay, has a way out, but she just can't see it because it doesn't look the way she's expecting it to look. The Ace of Wands, okay. So there's a stall in the actions, in the plans. The High Priestess is in reverse, okay. So there was secret. There was a secret, or there is a secret that is coming out from a tower moment. Okay, there we go. Wanting to walk away. That's going over the lovers. Okay, we have a celebration in the Three of Cups. Okay, or teamwork. But we have the lovers. Okay, she wants to walk away from the man, the lover, and the three people or whoever's involved. This feminine energy wants to walk away. Three of Pentacles. She needs help. She needs help. But she can't see it. And we have betrayal. So that might be what is stalling this person is because they feel they will betray. Yeah, but we have justice. The justice is coming out. So there's going to be a tower moment. All hell is going to break loose. Okay. And the queen, the high priestess, excuse me, is going to tell it all. Okay. We have the queen of swords, the ace of swords, excuse me, in reverse. So what is it? The Ace of Swords. Oh, I'm looking at the Ace of Cups. Ace of Swords in reverse. Okay. She's confused. Okay. Talks about confusion. Yeah. She's confused. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. And the Four of Cups. Yeah, she's confused. Confused. It's funny how they say Queen of Pentacles. I don't see no water around this lady. I see the ooh. And this thing I always call with Miss Nancy when it comes up. And you see the forest behind Miss Nancy? And the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups talks about refusal. Mm, refusal. Okay. This talks about refusal, okay? This talks about not being impressed. She's not impressed, okay? It could be just an SOS to her, okay? Hmm. But what's standing out to me the most, the energy that's standing out to me the most is knowing something and the confusion, okay? Okay, to think about, well, she doesn't sound selfish. She sounds like she's just sick of the mess. Whatever that mess is, whatever's going on with her life, this guy, okay, has gotten their relationship into this mess, okay? And it's like to her, it's an SOS, the same old, okay? And the reason why I say that is probably he has done, he's a thug. He's a thug. She's in love with a thug. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Or she was. And she's tired of it. She's ready to go. But she can't go right now because they did this crime. She's in too deep. Okay. And you can't just walk away. Now, here's another thing. She either is in it or she knows. Either way it goes, they know that she know that they know that she know. Okay. And that could be either from her being involved or they told her. The boyfriend told her. But I think she had some involvement in it. And she's tired of the situation. But it's just not that simple. You can't do a crime like that and got the police looking for everybody. And now you want to jump up and walk away, talking about you tired of the relationship. Oh no, we ain't got to have a relationship, but you gonna stay. You gonna stay right here with me, chatty patty. Uh huh. That's what that is. Uh huh. That's what that is. Okay. And she probably is afraid to leave, okay, because I want to ask this day. She might be afraid to leave because they'll kill her. Now, the thing about it, if they kill her, it'd be more understanding than the situation with Miss Nancy. It's too late. Well, let's look at the energy. Can you tell us the energy of Nancy Guthrie's children? Annie, Cameron, and Savannah. What is the energy with these children? Nancy Guthrie's children. What is the energy with these children? All three of them. Cameron, Annie, and Savannah. What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. What is the current energy with all these children? The Two of Wands in reverse. Now, the Two of Wands in reverse can be miscommunication or lack thereof. Okay. It also, the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands. The Two of Wands. Okay, we on a whole nother talk. Thinking of the Two of Swords. The Two of Wands. Okay. The plans have been delayed. The plans have been an obstacle. Bad planning. Ooh, bad planning. Fear. Delays. Ooh. I don't know, y'all. The moon. The moon. Let's look it up. Let's be fair. The moon. Ooh. This talks about dealing with oneself and their bad traits. This talks about being in the darkness. Okay? Talks about being in the darkness. That's deep. It's deep, y'all. It's deep. Ten of Wands. That's a burden. King of Swords. Thanks for the $4.99. I really appreciate that. A tidbit crazy. Okay. Just a tidbit. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Well, okay, we got a male energy coming in as a King of Swords. That might be the same King of Swords that came up when we were talking about somebody that was empathic, depressed. Okay, that might be okay because he's right next to it. But he got the moon too. Let's keep going. The Three of Cups. The Three of Cups, you guys. Let me look at this because I know this is a celebration, but I want to look deeper than that, deeper than the celebration. Okay. Hmm. Okay. This card talks about connecting with others. Okay. Which could be in the form of a celebration. Okay. I don't know. The Four of Wands in reverse. Oh. So we got the celebration and we have the miss celebration. This Four of Wands talks about making plans, but it is in reverse. Okay. So maybe they're planning a funeral. Oh, Sookie. Now let's see. Four Wands in reverse. See, we got the book because we want to look deep. Four Wands in reverse. Wow. It talks about resisting in celebration. Okay. But from what I heard, okay, because this is planning an event. In reverse, okay, it's a funeral. How about that? We're going to go with that. I don't like to leave the cards indecisive. Okay. We want answers. Y'all want answers, okay? And we have the Page of Wands in reverse. This is somebody young going over the moon. Now, one thing about the page, though, the page is a messenger. So it doesn't necessarily have to represent a person. I'm trying to be fair. Can't you tell? Oh. This talks about, in reverse, talks about making plans without a plan, basically. Okay. Bad plans. Bad plans is basically what it's saying. Yeah. This talks about not having a proper plan in place, okay, and letting others down. Yeah. And we got the Seven of Swords. Something's being hidden. Something's being hidden. And because they're swords, it could be information. Okay. And this is causing a burden because this is under the 10 of Wands, a burden. So there's a load of information that is being hidden. The Two of Swords. There we go. Miscommunication. King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is going over the Three of Cups. So it's like there's some more masculine energy in here. Now I said the three kids. I ain't said that. Now where does other one come from? King of Pentacles. Mm, mm, mm. This is somebody who's representing authority. Ah, oh really? This represents stability. Somebody with stability. Oh really? Ooh, this can also represent a partner or an investor. And with these women, these people, it's like a slash. Okay. Somebody got a husband that's probably a husband and he's an investor at the same time. And we have the world. Yeah, that's a funeral. That's like a funeral. The end. It's a completed cycle. So it's kind of like an end to the investments. But he's looking in the past. And so that's what this is talking about. Mm. Oh boy. Eight of Cups in reverse. So Eight of Cups in reverse is kind of giving me the feeling like it's time to go. And the Hermit in reverse. Ah. So the Hermit talks about focus, okay, and looking within. This is in reverse, okay? So this is like not wanting to look within, okay? And here we have the Seven of Swords, okay? There's a burden, there's a situation going on here. Let me look. There's a situation going on here. You can't tell me there's not. And the Seven of Swords, let's just look at that. Jeez, to be fair. Okay. It talks about the Seven of Swords being the notorious thief. Mm-hmm. Yep. He's tiptoeing away. Yes. This card warns of possible deception and lying. Oh, okay. And then we got the Hermit in reverse. Mm. It talks about being in isolation too long, but it also talks about a fear of looking at yourself. Mm-hmm. So it's a fear of being alone, okay, or a fear of looking at yourself, looking at the man in the mirror. Say, it's a burden. It's a burden. Oh boy. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when we practice to deceive. Four Pentacles. Trying to hold on to something. And this is in the lines of the King of Swords. And that is the card of greed. Page of Swords, Chatty Patty is gonna tell. She's in reverse. She gonna tell. Let me see. Let me break it down. Let me see. We got a celebration, and we have the King of Pentacles. Okay. So there's an investor, somebody, some money, okay, that's gonna tell it. Or he talks too much. Chatty Patty. Chatty Patty. Communications. The Death. Don't have the Death card and the World card. Okay. Somebody is not here. Somebody's not here. That's a done deal. Somebody is no longer with us. Yeah, the Fool. So this talks about a new beginning. Zero. Back to square one. Okay. We have a death. And this death, okay, now there is a new beginning to start. Okay. Ten of Cups. Inheritance. Four Cups. The Four Cups, not liking the offer. Somebody's not going to be happy with their portion of the inheritance. Do we have any queens in here? Um, hmm. Seven of Wands. Somebody's on the defense. Somebody's on the defense. Somebody ready to get down and dirty. Look at that. And that's going over the investor and Chatty Patty. Chatty Patty, you ready, girl? The Tower. Okay. It's something with these children. Okay. And I'm getting a masculine energy. Okay. Now, the reason why I say that, okay, not only do we have the Ten of Wands over here, okay, see what I'm saying? At the beginning, we come down here and we have the Tower, Death, and the World card. If there's a hell below, they'll all go. I'm getting masculine energy, okay? And it's not feeling good. This is dark energy. This is not feeling too good, okay? Something is not right. Let me light my sage. Where is my lighter? Okay. Uh-huh. I was surprised I didn't get the devil. Okay. But something, there is a fly in the honey. Definitely a fly. There is a fly. There's a fly in the honey. Okay. So somebody dead. Somebody's dead and there's going to be a new beginning, okay? And this new beginning, okay, has something to do with inheritance, family, okay? We have, and right next to that, 10 of Cups. Okay. Oh, okay. Back up. It still don't look good. 10 of Cups, not 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Cups. That's happy family. That's emotions. Okay, so we ain't got inheritance, but somebody's not happy with an offer. Okay? Somebody's on the defensive. Okay? Somebody has passed. Somebody dead as a doorknob. Because if you got the Tower and the World card and the Death card, okay, somebody dead as a doorknob. Don't shoot the messenger. Okay? Let me go in with that 10 of Cups. Mm-hmm. This talks about as well, this talks about completion. Okay? The 10 of Cups is completion. Okay? Ten of Cups. Let's see. We're going to go one more row. Ten of Cups. Because I'm thinking the inheritance card, you guys. I was wrong. Okay. This is on an emotional level. Okay. The Five of Swords. Conflict. There's conflict. The Knight of Swords in reverse is going over the family. Okay. So there's something in regards to a message, communication, miscommunication, Knight of Swords, right? Okay, the Knight of the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is charging in, but he's in reverse. Ooh. He's in reverse. So this talks about losing momentum. Okay. So this talks about a lack of momentum because the King of Swords, I mean the Knight of Swords is rushing in. Okay, he's taking charge, da-dun, 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 but now he's in reverse, so it's like da-dun, da-dun, dun. Okay, like that. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles, okay, talks about abundance. Okay, but the King of Swords is not liking the offer or the news. It could be news. The Ace of Wands in reverse is no action. Okay. That's the bully, but the bully stick. Okay. There's going to be some setbacks. It talks about setbacks. And the Three of Swords in reverse is going over the Tower, the Death card, and the World card. Okay. And this is going over. Remember, I told you the four of the wands in reverse was planning a funeral. Okay, all these cards are in one row. Okay, so you have the funeral, the world, the end. Okay, let me put it up. The end. Okay, and then you have death. That's the end. The Tower, catastrophe. Okay, and then we have the Three of Swords in reverse. Okay, now usually I take it as the Three of Swords in reverse as heart problems. Okay, but going over, so there's gonna there and Swords is communication. There's gonna be some information, some catastrophic information that comes in. Okay, now they just might find Miss Nancy. Okay, and if that is the case, Miss Nancy with the bad heart is going down here. So it's not going to be soon, soon, but it'll be soon. Sorry, I was mean. No, that's three swords. That ain't two, honey. That's three. Just in reverse. Okay? Mm-hmm. Wow. It's going down, you guys. It's going down. And I'm just a messenger. Okay? Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna ask again. No matter the offer, they can't take it to prison. Well, they not getting no offer. They not getting no offer. And I was telling you that I was watching that lady from a month ago, and it's funny because she's mentioned are they going to pay the ransom? And she said no. She also said they're not going to find Miss Nancy alive. She also said that oh, you know what she mentioned that nobody mentioned? Mistaken identity. Ooh, she said this was not directed at Miss Nancy. It was used, she said it was used to make somebody mad or they got the wrong person. But I don't think they got the wrong person. I don't think they got the wrong person because somebody was Googling her address. Yeah, Chatty Patty gonna tell it. So there's gonna be some, yeah. Now the thing about Annie and Tommaso, okay, here's the thing with them. Not only are they the closest that get the mostest, but they were the last ones to see her alive. When you are the last person to see somebody, you will be the main suspect. Okay. Now, whether they had something to do with it or not, usually the last person kind of, okay, that's where they go back to. When they can't find anything else that makes sense, they go back to square one. Who was the last person to see her alive? That's why he's getting so much heat. Tomatoes. Okay. Hmm. Don't forget to thumbs up the video, you guys. Can you give me a thumbs up, please, if you haven't? The people probably they probably didn't already left the room as long as I did. Okay. Right, but they couldn't pay it because they couldn't show proof of life, and I'm pretty sure there is no life. The man in the back that was okay. The man he wasn't wearing a mask, was he? But the man in the back does not appear to me to be the same person in the front. Okay. He seems thinner, more slanky. The person in the back, in the front, he had more meat on his thighs. Not to mention, I noticed, okay, at the beginning of the video, when he walks up, he seems like he's going to walk and then he changes. He has a quick afterthought to change the way he walks. I think he did that on purpose. I never mentioned it, but I noticed it. Like he was going to start walking up the stair and then he changed. Okay, so you couldn't really see his walk. Nancy, okay, let me tell it. Nancy done been everywhere. Okay. She could be in a tunnel. She could be in some water. She could be in the woods. And she might have been all those places. She may have been. Thank you, Ramona. Yeah, but she may have been in all those places. It's not like, okay, it's beyond possible. See what I'm saying? But I think she's in one place now because it's just too risky to be moving somebody from place to place. Do I feel like they will be able to lay her to rest? I do. I really do. I hope so. Okay. Because I think she'd be one of those situations where somebody just happens to be in that place and discover her. Yeah, but the thing about getting an inheritance is you would want somebody to find her because then you have proof of death. You see what I'm saying? Even for insurance purposes, you have proof of death. If you don't have the body, you're going to have to wait. And it depends on whatever that state, okay, whatever their laws are in that state is what you have to go by. You see what I'm saying? There's different laws in different states about collecting inheritance with no proof of death. Because if you have proof of death, you get a death certificate. Okay, you get a death certificate. Now, when my husband passed, okay, I think it was like 4 copies of a death certificate, in case I had to get one to the bank to get into his bank account, which I didn't have to do because I was controlling the bank account anyway. If I needed it for the doctor, whatever, okay, one for myself and whoever I may have needed it for. Savannah's eyes, sorry. Let's look at Savannah. Okay. Her eyes, Savannah look a mess. Now I don't know what photoshopping and I whatever she done. Okay, but she don't care less about that right now. She looks a mess. And rightfully so. Okay. Let's see. What is Savannah's wait, hold up. Wait a minute. Somebody said the son-in-law told the FBI he did it today. This is Patricia Gable. Are we missing something? Oh, oh, I don't know about that. There go Brian Eaton now. Okay, Brian don't know. Y'all lying.
For tight spaces, a set of 7 notches fits various hose screw sizes. Hose screws under sinks and toilets. Space is too tight. No room for. Hey guys, so thanks so much for checking out my show. Really, really appreciate it. Please click to subscribe. Appreciate all your support. It is now day 36 in the search for Nancy Guthrie. Today is Sunday. I'm actually walking down.
Yeah, Brian Eaton.
House right
nah.
now. We still have those parking rules in effect where we are not allowed to park on the.
Okay, see how people start rumors? Oh, I was looking at Savannah. That's what I was looking at. Yeah, but the thing about, don't nobody want to go to no nursing home, girl. You know people die faster when they get put into a nursing home. That's right. It's only true if Brian Eaton reports it. Okay, he's on the job. Okay, and you best believe. Okay. Uh, she's 54 years old. She was married twice. Oh, December 27th, Melbourne, Australia, 1971. Oh, she's an attorney? Yeah, she's 5'10". She's tall. Okay, so she was born December 27th. Okay. Savannah Guthrie, Savannah, born December 27, 1971. What can you tell us about Savannah Guthrie? What do you want us to know about Savannah? Okay. What's Savannah's energy? What kind of person is Savannah Guthrie? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. Savannah Guthrie. Two of Pentacles. Okay. So the Two of Pentacles, okay, well, that's definitely money. But these pentacles are not balanced. Okay. So this talks about partnerships and choices. Okay. Pentacles, pentacles. This talks about balancing your schedule. It talks about balancing your life, okay? Your personal life, your job, and all. You know, balance is balance. That's what it talks about. Okay, so this is talking about balancing your life. That's what that talks about, the Two of Pentacles. And these pentacles are not balanced, so I take it that she has some balancing to do. The Fool. Okay, so this is telling me that there is a new beginning for Savannah. There's a new beginning. Okay, we have the Three of Swords in reverse. Okay, we have some serious heartbreak right here. So, what is the Three of Swords in reverse for Savannah? It talks about recovery. Okay, so she is starting to recover. Okay, she's on a journey to recover. And I don't mean recover, okay, like she's going to be able to get over this happening, okay? But I'm talking about getting back on track with her life, okay? Finding that balance, okay? So, yeah. The Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords, okay, we just got the Knight of Swords in reverse, okay? And it talks about, what was the Knight of Swords talking about? Okay. Trying to find the word. Okay, because the Knight of Swords is charging in, okay, but in reverse, it's what do you call it? It's lacking it's you were charging, you had the energy to charge first, but she's lacking that energy. Okay, she's lacking that energy. She's like weighted down right now, but she does have the Wheel of Fortune going in for her. Okay, so what goes around comes around. And in this particular Wheel of Fortune, this is people. Okay, this is people. This is people in her life. Okay, King of Pentacles. Oh, so the King of Pentacles. Oh, that's a masculine energy. Oh, coming in with Chatty Patty. Chatty Patty. In reverse, Chatty Patty. She might have been the one telling her mama business. She might have been the one that's where they got it from. She was conversating and she was talking and she wasn't even tripping on the conversation. But whoever was listening or she was talking to, the Empress in reverse. Oh, that talks about domestic issues. It talks about pleasure. Okay. She is not pleased. Okay, she could be indulging, like I said, drinking or something like that. Okay, because the situation, and we have the Magician. We have the Knight of Cups. I think this right here is coming in with emotional support. Okay. We have the Hierophant in reverse. And this is going over the Knight of Pentacles. I mean, the King of Pentacles. Yeah, the King of Pentacles. So this is the Eight of Wands in reverse. Okay. So this has become a burden. It's too much. She had to drop the load. She had to drop that load and go back to work and get herself back on track. King of Wands. Okay. This right here is the masculine energy coming in. So since it is over the Empress in reverse, which represents domestic issues, I'm thinking that this King of Wands could be her husband. Okay. And he is the Hangman in reverse. He's not seeing it from a different perspective, whatever that means. Okay. We have the World. Yeah, she has to work through it, not on it, but through it. Okay. So we have the World. There's an ending, okay, to the emotional support. Okay. We have Death. Okay. So there's also going to be an end, okay, to this government in reverse, this King of Pentacles who doesn't like to conform, okay? He likes to go against the grain. There's going to be an end to him. So is Savannah having a relationship with somebody? We got two kings in her life. Nine of Pentacles. Okay. Nine of Pentacles talks about wishes fulfilled. Okay. So in order to fulfill her wishes, she needs to drop that burden that's too heavy. The thing about, I'm going to tell you something. The thing about Annie and Tommaso or any of the children being involved, you're not, if they are involved, this is all alleged, okay, you're not going to hear about them. You're going to hear about the lovers. You're going to hear about the people who abducted Miss Annie first. Okay? You're going to hear about the people on the ground, so to speak. That's what you're going to hear. If there is a connection, okay, if Chatty Patty tells it, then we'll find out. Okay? But you got to realize too is the people who may have the people who abducted Miss Nancy may not even know her children. See what I'm saying? They may not even know her children. She can be whatever she want to be. But what I'm telling you is this is not something that the kids, okay, have a direct, it doesn't seem like a direct link. Okay? This is not a direct link. I don't feel it is. Okay? The thing, and the reason why I say that is because it would be too obvious. If it was a direct link, it would be too obvious. You see what I'm going with this? Well, that's what they're trying to get. They're trying to get a chatty patty. They're trying to get a chatty patty. Well, okay, Terilyn. But yeah. So that's the thing about it. That's why the incident with her being in that car, if they did have something to do with it, he already said that he took her home. So, of course, there's going to be evidence in the car. What they're looking for is evidence in parts of the car that she shouldn't be in, like the trunk, the back, under the wheel. It could be, but I doubt it. This is a situation, if it is has to do with family, this would be something where I could see somebody going out of the family to do, and that person had somebody else hired for the job. You know, like you hire a hitman and the hitman hire a hitman, like that. Okay? If that's the case. So that's why you're not seeing the kids, okay? Because there is no direct link. There's no direct link to them kids. Seven of Swords, okay? Somebody's hiding something. And this is going over the King of Wands. Somebody's hiding something, and that would be her husband. And we got the Tower. The Five of Wands in reverse. So this right here is avoiding conflict. Four Swords. The Four Swords is going over the death card. Somebody dead. Somebody dead. Somebody gonna die. It's a done deal. And it's masculine. That's interesting. King of Swords. and the Ace of Wands in reverse. She got a lot going on here. Eight of Swords. Okay, there's going to be a tower moment that's going to have folks feeling trapped. The Two of Swords in reverse. So the Two of Swords, okay, there's going to be some miscommunication or an argument. The Nine of Cups in reverse. The Nine of Cups in reverse is going over the Four of Swords and the Death card. So she's got a lot of masculine energy going on here. She busy. Busy. Don't forget to thumbs up the video, you guys. Yeah. So she's busy. Okay. Now, she's got a lot of men. Well, I mean, a lot. She's got quite a few men coming in energy. Okay. I don't know if that has to do with her job, but it's strong enough to come through energetically and show up in the cards. Well, the thing about it is, having Savannah's son, there's a lot of videos that are out there that are like that, but they're not true. I see them myself. I seen one today talking about a body found was Nancy Guthrie. You talking about Google it? Oh, you're talking about the body in the canal. It says that Nancy Guthrie's case is not linked to the canal. Now I remember I seen on the YouTube the bodies. It looked like a canal, and they had they found a barrel. They found a barrel floating, and they was messing with the barrel, and then I turned it off. Okay. Okay, this one is for let's see. Yeah, here it is again. Not connected to Nancy. So they found a woman's body in the canal. Okay, so they found this body days ago. March 8th. Wait. Yeah. So it's not the same person. The article you said March 8th. That's when it was published. That's when the article was published. Yeah, I just read an article. It says March 8th. That's today. That's when it was published. The article was published. Yeah, so that's not the same lady. I mean, that's not Nancy. Yeah, then they're talking about this other Nancy lady. Okay, so this lady they found on the bank of the canal, okay, and she was unresponsive, okay. However, that lady that they found on the bank, I don't think was decomposed. Nancy, okay, well, she doesn't have to if she was kept alive. So, in other words, it would be obvious if it was Nancy. Put it to you like that. Yeah, that would be front page. Yeah, it would. Okay. Yeah. So that's not Nancy, that's somebody else, but they did find somebody, okay? It just wasn't Nancy. And it this was recent. So I'm just saying that when whoever body it was that they found, if it was Nancy, you would be able to recognize it right off. Yeah, but that's what that is. So I'm gonna get off of here. I appreciate it. Thank you for the thumbs up. You guys rock. Okay. But I'll see you tomorrow, and we'll see another day, okay? And check on Miss Nancy and look at some more of the family members. But I'm surprised with that Savannah energy. Uh, I got all the masculine energy instead. So, with that said, okay, stay blessed. Bye.